Hey everyone, Lucky Arduino here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made a stopwatch using a 7-segment display. Let's get into it. So what is a 7-segment display? Well, it consists of 7 LEDs arranged in a rectangular fashion, and it allows you to display decimal numerals, numbers from 0 to 9. And since they are 7 different LEDs, we've come up with a schematic to letter them, usually from A through G with a decimal point on the side. And there are 2 different types. Common cathode is the one I have here, where it has a common ground, but the voltages to each LED are supplied separately. There's also common anode version, where the voltage is common, but the grounds are supplied separately. You do need resistors no matter what version you are using, and they can be combined to make really cool things that we use in our everyday life, such as digital clocks, microwaves, and refrigerators. And as you can see in my project here, I've used a combination of 7-segment displays to create a stopwatch. So how does this 7-segment display differ from this one? Well, as you can see, there are 4 numbers instead of 1, and this is the limit for Arduino since it takes up every single digital port. And basically how this works is that they have LED ports for the 7 segments, but they also have 4 digital ports that allow you to control what number you're sending those signals to. For example, if I chose digital port number 1, and then I sent the 7 segment signals to it, it would send only to the first number. Then I would choose the second digital port, send signals to that one, third to the third, and fourth to the fourth number. So let's see how this actually works. Keep in mind that the camera's frame rate is not able to catch how fast the timer flickers, so the numbers might appear a little faint to you. Let's go ahead and plug it in. As you can see, it's able to read seconds up to 2 decimal places. And I also have a button here. Like most stopwatches, they need to have a stop and a go timer, right? So I press the button, the timer stops at the number it was at. I let go and it starts again. And I can do that as many times as I want. So how exactly did I make this project? Well, let's go through some of the code. First, we have the library that I used. I needed to use a library for this display so that I could use commands that were already made for it. And then I wouldn't have to do extra work creating new commands for me to even operate just one of the 7 segments. So here we created a 7-segment object that we're going to manipulate to send signals and commands for the numbers to light up. Here we have the button that I used to stop the timer. Now let's go into the void setup, which is the stuff that happens only once. So we set up the number of digits, which is 4. We made an array to show what digital ports would be used, and we made an array to show what segment ports would be used. Then we say resistors on the segments, which is true. We do use resistors in the project. Then we check if we update with the delays already in there, which is true. We'll see that later. And then we work with common cathode in Arduino, so that's what we're using. Then we begin the object. Basically, we start it up using all of this information, and we set the brightness to 100 because we want to be able to see it. This is just for testing, and the button input, we need that. Let's go into the loop, the main bulk of it, right? So here we start with an analog read of the button to see what value is coming off the button, whether it's on or not, right? So if the button value is 0, which means it's off, then we're gonna loop, right? We're gonna loop from 0, which is num right now, and go up to 9999, right? Which means 99 seconds and 99 2 places after the decimal. Then we set the number to I and the decimal point to 2. So This way, the number will always count up along with the for loop. We refresh the display so it prints there. Then we read the button value again and check if it's high. We delay the microseconds to 9,500. Usually this should have been 10,000, but the 7-segment display already has some delays set into it, like I showed before. So we need to make it a little bit smaller. Then we check if the button value is high, and if it is, we break out of this loop and go into the next condition. This means that while the button is high, the number will be stuck exactly where I left it, because I set num to I here, which means num is the last number that was displayed on the 7-segment display before it broke out of that loop. So it's stuck there, we print it, and we wait until the button goes off with this command. Once it goes off, bam, we go back to the start, and we wait until the button is back to not being pressed. We loop through again, and that's how it works. We just keep compounding on the for loop over and over until it reaches 99.99, where it rolls over, goes back to 0, because there's not enough numbers to support going higher than 99 seconds. But that's basically how this project works in the code format. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to check out the Arduino tutorials section of my channel, where I explain how to use the 7-segment displays in a more organized and clear manner. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy watching this video, and I hope you guys learned something. As always, I'll see you in the next one.